بسم الله الرحمن الرحيم. صلى الله عليك يا رسول الله، صلى الله عليك يا أبا عبد الله، وعلى الأرواح التي حلت بفنائك يا رحمة الله واسعة ويا باب نجاة الأمة، غريب يا مظلوم كربلاء. السلام عليك أبدا ما بقيت وبقي الليل والنهار. السلام على الحسين وعلى علي بن الحسين وعلى أولاد الحسين وعلى أصحاب الحسين. Assalamu alaikum, brothers and sisters, and our teacher Jehad, a special guest, Mayor of Ned Mannoun. We humbly welcome you all to tonight's Kumayl program, and I pray that inshallah Allah rewards you all except your dua. We will begin tonight's program by listening to the recitation of the Holy Quran, so that our hearts are enlightened and peace is brought to our soul. As it says in the Quran, Bismillah ar-Rahman ar-Rahim, إنما المؤمنون الذين إذا ذكر الله وجلت قلوبهم وإذا تليت عليهم آياته زادتهم إيمانا وعلى ربهم يتوكلون. For the believers are only those who, when Allah is mentioned, their hearts become peaceful, and when His verses are recited to them, it increases them in faith, and upon their Lord they rely. Thank you.
صلى على محمد وآل محمد.
صل على محمد وآل محمد.
أعوذ بالله من الشيطان الرجيم. بسم الله الرحمن الرحيم. إنما تنذر من اتبع الذكر وخشي الرحمن بالغيب فبشره بمغفرة وأجر كريم. إنا نحن نحيي الموتى ونكتب ما قدموا وآثارهم وكل شيء أحصيناه في إمام مبين. واضرب لهم مثلا أصحاب القرية إذ جاء المرسلون إذ أرسلنا إليهم اثنين فكذبوهما فعززنا بثالث فقالوا إنا إليكم مرسلون. صدق الله العلي العظيم. صلى على محمد وآل محمد. In the name of Allah, the most merciful, beneficent. Thou wantest only him who followeth the remainder and feareth the beneficent in secret. To him bear tidings of forgiveness and a rich reward. Lo, we it is who bring the dead to life. We record that which they said before them, and their footprints, and all things we have kept in a clear register. Coin for them a similitude. The people of the city, when those sent from Allah came unto them, when we sent unto them twain, and they denied them both. So we reinforced them with a third, and they said, Lo, we have been sent unto you. Sallallahu Muhammad wa ali Muhammad.
Assalamu alaikum. Firstly, I want to say I wasn't expecting to say anything, so I just want to say thank you very much for the invitation, for the opportunity to be here and to say a few words. I might speak without the microphone. Can everyone hear me? I just want to say thank you very much for the opportunity to be here and say a few words. I'd like to acknowledge the presence of Sheikh Jehad, very good friend, the person who married me. So, and recently I actually married one of the staff of Liverpool City Council, Hiba Soaid, who had her party on her wedding on the weekend. We live in a very wonderful city. A city has the good things and bad things, as my friend will tell you. We give parking fines from time to time. But a city where, when you look at, what happens, I like to look at as time goes on. Here we are, 2015. Do you live in a city where the whole world has gathered together? A city where people of different faiths, different religions, are living together as one. Yes, we have our challenges, no doubt. We have the challenges, and times are being tested at the moment, especially for our sisters who wear the scarf. Have the challenges. But overall, 90% of the people, we have good things in common. We share good things, and we all work together. And I look at this as an opportunity for us to take what is this blank canvas in this most beautiful country that we live in. This is the best country in the world. I challenge anyone to say, what country gives the opportunity, whether it's here, whether it's America, whether it's the Middle East, that gives people an opportunity like each and every one of us have experienced in this country. It does not exist. It is here. How I can stand as a mayor of this city, as a migrant, as a Muslim, this is something that, probably in the Middle East, I wouldn't be given an opportunity to become a mayor of a city. This is the reality. And this is what we all need to acknowledge, and what we all must strive to ensure that continues going on and on. That justice and fairness continues on. That the fair go, which is what this country is built on, continues on. This is what we each have. In Liverpool, we have this opportunity to build a city. If I can put it in perspective, the size of Canberra is being built here over the next 15 to 16 years. The question is, what happens in this city? Right? It's not just about people building homes and living here and hopping on its roads and traveling to and from work. Rather, it's what we as citizens do in this city. What is our lot? What do we actually achieve? What are we here for? When we're going through a massive transformation at the moment in Liverpool city centre. I like to use the example, it's like we're going from a caterpillar to a butterfly. A rapid transformation, an extreme transformation. But what do we want to define our cities? I was watching a documentary by a philosopher named Alain de Botton. And he said, we've got things wrong these days because we're building these buildings as sort of monuments to the corporations. You drive around and you see these big buildings and they have these corporations on there. Sort of, I'm a capitalist, right? But these buildings saying this is who we're for these companies. I like to see what we're going to do here in Liverpool. If there's something that we could be known for as a city, what greater thing than being a city of education, a city of knowledge. That's why we've been focused on getting universities to establish a presence in Liverpool. At the moment, 1 in 5 children in Liverpool are at school. That's 40,000 kids at the moment who are in school. The opportunities that exist for us to become an education city are wonderful. So when you drive by, you'll see the University of Western Sydney, or as they're now going to be called, Western Sydney University, I think with their new name change. Having other universities that have a presence here. So when you're walking down the streets, people are here learning. What a beautiful thing. You have the hospital. We have the biggest hospital in the Southern Hemisphere, right here in Liverpool. A fact that's not very widely known. We have the Ingham family, residents of Liverpool, right? Billionaires who live on the Hume Highway in Casula, still in their original house, right? They've donated their money to establish the Ingham Institute of Medical Research and Applied Science and Medical Research, right behind the hospital, who are out there. Once again, there are the people who are inside there, who from all parts of the globe, working on the biggest challenges that exist, whether it's cancer research, in health research. It's very complicated stuff, but they're doing good things. If there's anything you think, what do we want this city to be known for? These are the things that we should go out there and promoting. I challenge each and every one of you to take this and be ambitious. Be ambitious in what we can achieve as a people living in Australia and living in Liverpool, because that's what we are held back. And I don't say ambition in the sense that for personal gain or for personal wealth, but be ambitious in what we can achieve for our fellow brothers and sisters here and around the world. The knowledge that we can gather here, that we can apply, that we can take it to the betterment of ourselves and people across the world. You know, we have a massive opportunity, I like to think, with the airport that's coming along. What do we do with this airport? What does this actually mean? When you think we live in a city where the whole world lives, which is a very, very, very rare thing, the whole world living here in an equal balance, that we live here, and to think that we can, if we were able to take this knowledge, right, take this will and the opportunity and go overseas to countries where people don't have security, where people don't have running water, where they don't have shelter, right, where we can take that and apply it in trade and commerce. So there is a big vision for this city. And like I said, I want to challenge each one of you to grab it, to make the most of it. People told me I was crazy, I would never have an opportunity to become the mayor of this city. They said, you're dreaming. I said, good, I love to dream. Right? That's where it starts from. But, you know, as I was able to achieve this, anyone can achieve their dreams. The message to each and every one, to the children. So there's a wonderful opportunity. Anything we can ever do to help, please let me know. We're here to work with everybody. We're here to ensure that there's justice, that there's fairness, that everyone has an equal opportunity, that we're here for all of us, regardless of race, regardless of religion. That's what we try to do. People will try to divide, people will try to bring hate. We work on love. That's what we're trying to do in council, right? That's what my team and I are trying to do. It's a challenging thing, because you can always be challenged, but we have to do the good things, and we have to continue doing good things for the city. So we've just started. I want to thank you for the support that you've all given me throughout the years. It has been an amazing experience. And please, let's work together. And like I said, I'm always around, and I look forward to seeing you many, many more times in the future. So thank you very much, and Assalamu alaikum.
Thank you.
Sorry, change it off.
Thank you, Mayor Ned Mannoun. That was really inspirational, and hopefully each and every one of us is able to bring something to the city of Liverpool so we can make it an even more greater and better place in the city to live in. May we please have a loud salawat for our mayor, please? May we please have a loud salawat to welcome Sheikh Jehad to the podium.
بسم الله الرحمن الرحيم. الحمد لله رب العالمين. الحمد لله الذي هدانا لهذا وما كنا لنهتدي لولا أن هدانا الله. الحمد لله على نعمة الإسلام وكفى بها نعمة. الحمد لله على منة الولاية وكفى بها منة. وأشهد أن لا إله إلا الله وحده لا شريك له. وأشهد أن سيدنا وعظيمنا وحبيب قلوبنا النبي المؤيد والرسول المسدد والمصطفى الأمجد والمحمود الأحمد حبيب إله العالمين أبو القاسم محمد. صلوات الله وسلامه عليه وعلى أهل بيته الطيبين الطاهرين. سفن النجاة الأعلام من ركب سفينتهم نجا ومن تخلف عنها هلك وغرق. ثم أما بعد. Respected Mayor, brothers and sisters, Assalamu alaikum jami'an wa rahmatullahi wa barakatuh. Of course, no one has asked me to say this, but allow me to say a few words in honor of our very much celebrated and young Mayor of Liverpool. Maybe you don't know this about him, but I will say whatever I can say. And this is official, so I'm not making anything up. Ned Mannoun is the popularly elected Mayor of the city of Liverpool and was elected to a 4-year term in 2012. This is his second term on council, having been elected as a councillor in 2008. Ned was the youngest popularly elected Mayor of Liverpool at the age of 30. you can dream. He said it. And you can always dream. Everything begins with a dream. If you have a vision and you have a dream, you can always achieve it. And the most remarkable thing about this young man is that he was not born here. And he came from a city that he lived there for 20 years of his life, and probably you guessed it from the accent, from Boston, USA, America. But he came to this country and built himself and achieved what he had achieved. He lives and hits the Liverpool capital, or the capital of the southwest of Sydney, which is Liverpool, which is a very rapid urban city witnessing huge expansion in population growth. And with the recent second airport that is announced to be built, this is an opportunity for the mayor and his team to give ample opportunity for employment for those who want or those who are seeking such employment. There is one thing very interesting about him that we share in common. Probably he doesn't know this about me, and I only knew this about him today: his love for Indian food. And I am a crazy fan of Indian food. And there is a competition going to take place apparently in the city of Liverpool that basically announces or marks the beginning of an Indian fair or something in the city of Liverpool. I will assure you, Ned, that I'll be among the participants. As long as we can tell the Indian community, please, to make some vegetarian dishes, because I don't eat meat or chicken. Can you please welcome our mayor again with a loud salawat ala Muhammad wa ali Muhammad. I must also add few things in support of what our talented mayor said today in regard to us living in the best country in the world, and this is not a word of a lie. We do live in one of the best cities or countries in the world for many reasons. And let me begin by saying or quoting one of the statements by Imam Ali salawatullahi wasalam alayh to prove and to drive this point even forward. Imam Ali salawatullahi wasalam alayh interestingly has a statement that we often don't quote it in full, but we decide to often cut the first part and mention the following part. You often heard me and other speakers saying that Imam Ali said, "Khayrul awtani ma hamalak." The best of countries are those that offer you services. Which means Imam Ali is saying that if you live in a country that values your presence as a citizen, and in turn they provide you with services in honor of that humanity that you hold, then this is the best city you live in, and this is the best country that you should call home, right? Let me quote to you the beginning of the hadith, which gonna spin your head around. The beginning of the hadith says this: لَيْسَ بِبَلَدٍ أَفْضَلْ مِنْ بَلَدٍ. This is new, huh? Imam Ali says there is no country better than a country. خَيْرُ الْأَوْطَانِ مَا حَمَلَكَ. The best of countries is the one that provides you with services. So there is no link to a background. That is what the Imam Ali is saying. What Imam Ali is saying, don't be proud of being something if that country has not honored you or has not given you services. I am Lebanese. Sabah al-Khair. Okay, I'm Lebanese. What has Lebanon given you? Alright? Let's call a spade, right? Thank God I'm a Lebanese. مشان ما حد يجي يحكي عن شهادة العراق اللي عم يحكي على لبنان. No, I'm Lebanese. Alright? So I have the liberty to speak. Right? What has Lebanon offered you? You know, when I collect $400,000, $500,000 after buying the first home and the second home, the first thing I think about is not reinvesting in a country that gave me the ability to purchase my first home. No, I take my money and I invest it overseas. You never know. Never know what. You never know what's going to happen. You know, maybe we will kicked out from here. Kicked out from here. Your mayor is a Muslim. I don't know how we think. If there are opportunities for a mayor who's from a Muslim background to become a mayor of a city, or for a member of parliament who's a Muslim to become a member of parliament, where are you going to be kicked to? These things that have been bombarded or infused in our heads, it's time that we change our mindset and think in a way that can enable us to make decisions in the country that we live in. That we can hold certain posts in various, government departments, whether at state level or federal level or whatever level you can think you can penetrate and go into in a civil, academic, and in a way that enables you to be part and parcel of that system, then pursue it. This is your world, this is your opportunity. And when I'm talking this type of language, I'm not addressing our fathers. I can't change them. If they want to buy property in Beirut, they can buy property in Beirut. But I'm talking to you. You are the future of this generation. And I often say this, and I will say it again, and I will continue to say this again. You, as the youth of our community, represent half of our present and all of our future. And if we lose you, it means we have lost half of our present and all of our future. And that is something we cannot afford. We cannot afford to lose you. We cannot afford to let go of you. You are the biggest investment to this country and to this religion. And we must help one another to invest in the potentials that we have as a community in order to promote these potentials among ourselves. Instead of putting obstacles in our way, if we see someone is doing well, we should actually gather our forces and promote the person that is doing well. Don't be part of a community or a mentality or a mindset where if you see someone else doing well, you become envious, you hold grudges, you hold enmity, you hold animosity against that person in the sense that you want to be in his position. No. If you want to be in his position, pursue his talents, learn from his experience, go and sit at his doorstep and cooperate with that individual who has such talents and potential to help you also achieve a similar post or a similar place where you want to be in order to serve. Keep that as an objective, not in order to be promoted on the basis of recognition as an individual. No, always hold in the back of your mind how I can assume a particular position in a community where I begin to serve, where I begin to reinvest in this country or this city or this place that has invested in me so that I can give back. Like Imam Ali salawatullahi wasalam alayhi said, and he mentioned the family of Ingham. I think these are the owners of Ingham Chicken or something. Yeah, that they are reinvesting in this medical research. How beautiful is this for a family who has been brought in a city and lived all their life in this city, and they reinvest in this city. That is remarkable. This is Islam in action. But we are good at talking about Islam in theory. Islam is the answer for your problems. Where? Right? Muslims are now, unfortunately, in inverted commas, are the creators of problems. Sorry to say this. Right? I'm saying this reservedly. Right? What I'm talking about, Muslims are the creators of problems. I'm not referring to them as proper Muslims. I'm saying those who have hijacked our religion from us in order to promote it in a way that is so abhorrent that people have begun to feel the presence of Islam among them and the presence of Muslims among them. We need to reclaim that Islam. We need to take it back and re-establish it and re-preach it and re-live it in a way where it was lived by Rasulullah and Ahlul Bayt salawatullah wa salamu alayhi. And this takes me to a hadith by Imam Ali, who has always encouraged us to reinvest in the land we live in. To such an extent that Imam Ali says, if you happen to be someone that was holding a seedling, you know what a seedling? A small plant that is yet to give fruit, right? Has not had the ability to become a tree. He said, if you are holding a seedling and the day of judgment comes out, plant that seedling. Perchance an animal that has not yet been affected by the day of resurrection, or a human being who has not yet reached his destination to the day of judgment, can benefit from that seedling. What is the Imam saying? Reinvest at every opportunity, even if the world is coming to an end, because there will be someone who will benefit from what you are reinvesting in that place. How beautiful is this concept? How amazing is this concept? And I mentioned to you, Imam Ali ruled the Muslim world for 4 years and 5 months or 6 months. That's the whole life of Imam Ali as a statesman, as a ruler, as a leader of the Muslim world. But his achievements were remarkable to such an extent that after 2.5 years of his existence, if I can use this term, in office, right? As we say it today to our modern politicians. After 2.5 years in office, what was the biggest achievement of Imam Ali? Financial stability and financial stability of the Islamic government. How? Not a single person under the 28 different states that Imam Ali ruled over was in a position or wanted to accept any zakat or charity from the government. Because there was a resurgence of investment within the community that no one was poor anymore. No one wanted charity to be given to them because they were satisfied. They were financially stable and content in terms of their living standards, that forced Amir al-Mu'mineen Salamullah alayhi in one riwayah to say what? Then buy with the surplus, you know, the surplus, the money that we have, buy seeds and scatter it over the mountain tops. Let the birds eat, so that on the day of judgment these birds will not complain to Allah that I did not feed them. What a wonderful concept that Imam Ali was able to achieve in 2.5 years. And the Muslim government today, what are they doing? After 1,400 years, we have the best resources of the world. We have the oil, we have copper, we have uranium, we have gold, we have silver, we have everything you want in the Arab world, and we are still in debt to the World Monetary Bank. Most of our countries are in debt to the World Monetary Bank, and we still borrow from the World Monetary Bank. And when you borrow from the World Monetary Bank, there are conditions, because you don't speak from your head. Now you are speaking from your stomach. You know what that means? When your stomach is hungry, you put a stop to your thinking, because you cannot think straight when you are hungry. And that's what happens to us as Muslim world with governments. We are hungry, so we cannot make decisions of our own. These decisions are dictated to us. That's what makes you weak, when you cannot think and make a decision from your mind. And that's what we need you to do as youngsters of our community. You have so many opportunities. Thank God that we live in this country. You know why? Maybe we don't see services in action. Yesterday, I was invited to go when I'm wearing my other hat, as an interpreter, to interpret in Beverly Hills English intensive course. It sits behind Beverly Hills High School. All right? It's a center that teaches English for migrants. My whole expectation and my entire knowledge about the English intensive course at Beverly Hills is that it teaches English. Simple, full story. So I went thinking that there is a troublemaker in the intensive English center who's a migrant, and they are calling his parents to negotiate some terms with the, recalcitrant student, the rebel of a student, and I've been invited to interpret to the parents. When I went there, I get greeted by a doctor. I can't mention her name because of the ethics of the profession. Young doctor, she is a graduate and works in the St. George area. She comes, greets me, said, Mr. Interpreter, I said, yes. She said, please follow me to the room. I go to the room. There is a girl, 14 years old or 16 years old, sitting there. And they have done a screening test on the girl. And the doctor has come all the way from Liverpool, from Cogra Hospital, St. George, in order to follow up the screening test and to tell that young girl the result of the screening test that she has a deficiency in vitamin D. Here is, in our standards, a kafir. That's what kills you, huh? A kafir doctor sitting in an office with a fully hijabi girl at 16, telling her what? I appreciate and I respect your culture that does not allow you to get sun exposure. Because 90% of vitamin D comes from the rays of the sun. And since you are dressed like this, which I respect totally, you are vitamin D deficient. Can I suggest something with all respect? She says yes. She says, in your private time, if you can sit in the backyard and expose your body to some sun. And because your level of vitamin D is even below a number, the standard of vitamin D is 50. The 50% should be in your blood. When you return a number, if you return a number below 15%, you are not given that number. It means you are actually at a danger zone. So she said to her, your report came back without a number, which means you are below the risk, the very risky position. So what I'm going to do, I'm going to go to the chemist up the road and make them prepare a special tablet. Instead of giving you a dose of 4 tablets a day over a course of 3 months, I will give you 1 tablet today and a next tablet in 2 weeks, and that will raise your level to 50%. Well, I'm sitting there about to cry. Wallah. So all these services are being offered to who? To a refugee with her family who have come into this country. We say ينعن أبوها البلد. Right? That's what we say. What did we get out of this country? Nothing. Nothing, because we are too busy doing other things. You know why they are عم بيقولوا ينعن أبوها البلد؟ because هالبلد خسرتهم أولادهم. لا بتعرف شو اللي خسرك أولادك؟ اللي خسرك أولادك إنك ما اكتفيت ببيت و2 و3 و4 و20 بزنس وما عندك وقت لأولادك. Right? هذا اللي خسرك أولادك. What made you lose your children is that you were too busy for your children. Right? And you were too preoccupied with other stuff that you did not have time to your children. Right? Until now, one of our MPs who doesn't like us for some reason, what's her name? This MP, what's her name? Lampi. Huh? She announced in Parliament openly that there has to be tougher legislation in this country against drug abuse because she can no longer control her son who is now ICE addicted. Public knowledge. It was public knowledge on radio, so that we don't be sued from Al Hassan Al Mushtaba Center. This is private knowledge. At least she may not like me because I'm a Muslim. She's been very outspoken against Muslims. But my heart goes out to that woman, that she had the courage to come out and say publicly, enough is enough. We must find a solution to this problem. Our problem is we do not call a spade a spade. We always bury everything under the carpet. We Muslims, we don't have a drug problem. Really? Sabah al-khair. Good morning. As if we don't. We don't have a promiscuity problem. No. Astaghfirullah. We don't go around chasing behind girls and boys. We don't have this problem. Well, come to my office and see the rate of divorces, so you understand what our problems are. And we should wake up and take the initiative to change ourselves and our communities. We must be honest, transparent in dealing with our issues, so that we have the opportunity for change. If we do not acknowledge our shortcomings, brothers and sisters, and wallah, you know me by now, I don't have to say wallah every time. This is not about attacking anyone. It's about taking responsibility. It kills me to see beautiful children in our community who could be prime ministers, who could be member of parliaments, who could be mayors, but not competing with Brother Ned in a different locality or different suburb or different city, who could be anything they want. They've been exposed to this lifestyle in the name of what? In the name that you have to belong to a certain crowd. You cannot be cool. Yeah? You cannot be cool, right? We have to do these things. You cannot be cool unless you belong to this certain crowd. And we are conned into believing these. To be macho, you need to belong in a certain... No, he didn't belong. Did he? He didn't go out in the streets and he had to belong. No, he had a dream. And he went out and achieved his dream. Right? So why can't you take the initiative and have this dream and achieve this dream? Because the opportunity is amazing. And I'm glad that this city will host a university called Western Sydney University. Is that the name?
It's a new UWS. They changed.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah, it's my university. That's why I'm so happy. Right? I have two daughters who graduated from the same university after me. So I graduated first from that university, and then two daughters. And the amazing thing is that how much these people acknowledge these achievements. At my daughter's second graduation ceremony, after she finished her master's degree in education, the dean of the school, he was there hanging around and whatever. So I went to introduce myself. I said, "How are you, sir? I just want to commend you on your achievement, because this university was an institute called MacArthur Institute." That was the name. And when I started my studies in that place, we were an institute. We were not a university. When I graduated, just 1 year, lucky me, before we graduated, they turned it into a university. So I have a degree from a uni, not from an institute. When I introduced myself to this dean, he said, "Where did you study?" I said, "Here, in this university." And this is my first daughter who graduated in the School of Forensic Science. And this is my other daughter who has just finished her master's degree in education. He refused to let go until he called a photographer, the official photographer, and he said, "Take a picture with this family." It makes me happy to see that 3 generations graduated from one university. This is what we need to offer. I'm not talking about myself or my family. Who cares? But I'm talking about the fact that these people do acknowledge you when you achieve. And that's what we need to reinvest in this community. Because if you do, wallah, 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 you make Allah proud, you make Rasulullah proud, and you make our Imam salawatullah wasalamu alayhim proud. Why? Because you give them a good name. Isn't that what we said last time when we were talking about Imam Ja'far as-Sadiq salawatullah wasalamu alayhi, which the madhab is called after him, right? the madhab is called after him Ja'fari school of thought. What did he say? Salawatullahi wasalam alayhi. He says, it is a duty upon us to learn our teachings and then to put these teachings into practice. For when people see you, they will say, these are Ja'faris, and this will please me. That's what pleases your Imam. For people to acknowledge the fact that you have shown a brighter image and a brighter name or a brighter side to the name of Islam and to the name of Ahlul Bayt. Salawatullahi wasalam alayhi. And then you know what the Imam said? And this is what hurts. And the Imam said, but people, if they look at you and they see that you are doing things against us, and then they associate you with us, and they say, by questioning, are these the students or the followers of Imam Ja'far al-Sadiq? And if this is a negative connotation, that will make me sad. And then I will declare my disassociation in front of Allah from you. Do we want that? Do we want our Imams to disassociate themselves from us on account of our own actions? On account of what we do? On account of what we have been perceived to be in the eyes of the public? Obviously not, brothers and sisters. Obviously. And I know, alhamdulillah rabbil alameen, among you are those who are studying and those who have achieved and those who have graduated from universities. But don't be content with where you are at now. No, pursue it further. The opportunities are amazing and they are growing in this community and in other communities. And if you are living in this city has been named and has been promoted in the media as being the next city of Sydney. It's going to be a major city. Take the opportunity to be part of this history. That's what makes our Imams happy, to leave a cornerstone of recognition on behalf of your faith and on behalf of your background, so that people can recognize the fact. I wish one day they will say, you know, not the Ingham family, but the Ja'far family, the Isa family, the Muhammad family, the Mubarak family, you know, whatever family maybe have donated $30 million to Liverpool Council in order to establish an institute for cancer research. How beautiful is that? Are you investing with Allah if you do this or not? Remember the words of Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala in Surah Al-Baqarah, وَمَنْ أَحْيَا نَفْسًا فَكَأَنَّمَا أَحْيَا النَّاسَ جَمِيعًا. Whoever gives cause to one person to live, it is as if he has given an opportunity to the entire mankind to live. So if you contribute to someone finding a solution to his problem, health problem, and that health problem is erased from the life of that person, it is as if you have contributed to have given life to the entire human race. Maybe we don't all have $30 million, but I'm sure we all have $30, right? As little as you can. It doesn't hurt to contribute. As little as you can, it does not hurt to contribute. And trust me, I'm not running a re-election campaign for our respected mayor, you know. I'm just simply stating facts, and I'm saying what I can say from a purely my duty as part and parcel of being a servant of this community to promote my community. I don't have an agenda. No, I have a big agenda. Of course I have a big agenda. And I want my community to be there, to be recognized, to be part and parcel of this community and this society, because that is my agenda. I'm not scared to say it, right? My agenda is to see my community at the forefront, because we can contribute and help in that regard. Actually, I was going to speak about a completely different topic today, but subhanAllah, I think I got excited by the presence of the mayor and his speech, and he energized me, you know, and I totally took a different course of a topic today. But inshallah, hopefully we can all grow together, we can all help one another in order to promote, you know, this faith of ours on a very clear and transparent and prosperous note and way, so that we can get that recognition, not for people but for the satisfaction of Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala. I don't want to take much of your time because we have Dua Kumayl, we have brother Hash Talib here already to start the Dua Kumayl. I need your support on a project. We've started this project in Perth. It went to New Jersey. It's going to Auckland City tomorrow. And we need to do something in Sydney. No money needed, just logistics. The project is called the Human Islam. It's a conference that has been going around in different cities. And as I said, it started at McMahon University in Perth. And the response to this type of, subject matters that have been proposed and discussed in this conference is phenomenal, and that's why it grew and it has been able to basically have this momentum that it's been traveling to different cities. And subhanAllah, there is no team that works on this conference. Each community adopts that conference and they prepare for it. Tomorrow, I ask for your dua. I'm going to Auckland City, which is proposed to be the most livable city of the world in 2020. Inshallah, Liverpool will be. Not only Auckland City. But the mayor of Auckland City is bent on making Auckland City Auckland to be the most livable city in 2020. We seize that opportunity to come forward with that conference, the Human Islam, in order to promote harmony in that city, if that city is going to be the most livable city in the world. I wish we can do the same in Sydney and create a similar conference where we can invite people from all walks of life, and I'm mentioning this now in particular in front of our friend and our son, Ned Mannoun, to help us promote such a conference as well, and for him to help us achieve such a setup, if it is possible, with the help, of course, and the contribution of all of you here, inshallah. No date has been announced. I'm just throwing the idea at you guys so you can think about it, so we can, inshallah, because it does not make sense that we start a conference about human Islam in Perth, then we go to New Jersey, then we go to Auckland, and we don't have anything in Sydney, when we are the children of this city and we owe this city a lot. May Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala bless you. May Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala give you your dreams that are very positive and focused, inshallah. And may we see you all prosperous, and those who hold a dream that one day that dream will become a reality. May Allah bless you all. Thank you for your presence, Mayor. Thank you for Sister Zubaydah and the organizing team for inviting our guest speaker today, and for all of you for your support, for each and every one of you who have contributed to make this night a successful night. With this I conclude. Wa sallallahu ala Sayyidina Muhammad wa ala alihi at-tayyibin at-tahirin.
Thank you, Sheikh Jehad, for the beautiful lecture. It was really inspirational. Inshallah, we are able to seize all the opportunities that come to our way, and we can grow to be the best we can be and more, and acquire all our dreams. Before we listen to the recitation of Dua Kumayl, there will be 2 videos that will be viewed. And also, may we please have a loud salawat for Sheikh Jehad. Thank you.
بسم الله الرحمن الرحيم والحمد لله رب العالمين. أدعوكم جميعا إلى تقوى الله ألا أدلكم على ما إن تمسكتم به لم تضلوا بعدي أبدا؟ أيها الناس، إني تارك فيكم وديعتين قيمتين وثقيلتين، إحداهما القرآن والأخرى أهل البيت. الحق أن البعد عن القرآن وعترتي في يد وهلاك